Today, give it up for Congressman Earl Blumenauer!
Thanks, Henry. Let me just point out the new Grant High School principal, Vivian Earl, from New York. Welcome, Vivian.
Thank you.
And it's an example of why what you're doing today is so important. This is one of the cornerstones of a livable community. You've got football, Tai Chi, volunteers, cleaning up, being part of the fabric of a community. But while you are supporting that notion, we've got Weasels on the mall in Washington, D.C., Glenn Beck, you know, the taking back America from whom, from what, to where. We're in an unusual time. And what you are doing today is helping keep us on the right path. There are people who, frankly, there's an argument between small government and no government. There are people who are pushing back at progress in areas of healthcare, the environment, human rights, education, equity and funding. And what the other side is doing is trying to discredit the political process. They're going negative, they're going loud, they're taking some of the most bizarre issues imaginable. A mosque a few blocks away from Ground Zero is somehow equated by Newt Gingrich to Nazism and painting swastikas on the Holocaust Museum. No wonder Americans are frustrated and a little disoriented. They've gone through some tough times economically. They've had this bitter vitriol in the political process. And there are real questions about how we're going to sort of climb out of these holes. I could not feel better about the progress in Washington, candidly. Some of you get your news from the same source I do, The Onion. And the day after the election, the headline was, "Black Man Given Worst Job in America." You know, we were in the ditch in a whole host of ways. But for the first time in over a century of talking about it, we have health care reform with some special provisions that are going to make a difference for Oregonians. The Economic Recovery Act actually did save or create over 3 million jobs, and we've got the economy coming back from the ditch. Wall Street reform for the Weasels who helped drive it into the ditch is now a reality, and I don't know about you, I'm rooting for Elizabeth Warren to sort of be on top of that puppy. But there's another side of this equation, and that is the personal connection. What you're doing today, looking real live Oregonians in the eye and talking about why it's so important to retain strong leadership in the legislature is filling in a gap. You're able to make a connection for people who have, in many cases, stopped believing facts. And your willingness to spend your time and energy with your personal story, your connection to somebody there, talking why it is real, talking about a real live flesh and blood legislator like Suzanne, who's in there pitching and who's got a long-term career, helping people. This makes a difference. You are helping them reconnect. It's not just about a vote, although it makes a difference. And the bus project has made the difference in election after election across the state, and why we've got the majority that we have in Salem today. Yeah. But it is helping people understand where we are, what role they can play, maybe getting them re-engaged. You're part of a much longer-term effort. So while I can't thank you enough for spending time today with that connection, you are making a difference for each person you connect. They're going to look at the political process a little different. They're going to look at maybe what's coming across the news and think a little more critically. And it's going to make a difference for you. Henry was kind enough to not talk about how long I've been in the political process. But I will tell you, it changed my life to knock on every door in my Southeast Portland district when I was still a student in college. It enabled me not just to win every precinct in that district, but it let me understand about the people that I was representing. It made me a different person. And you're going to have a chance to share in that today. A lot of you are pros, you know what I'm talking about, but every opportunity to continue that, to bring more people in, to build the momentum, not just for November, but for the task ahead. Thank you very, very much.
Give another round of applause.